Hey, welcome to the show. I'm the Crypto Kid. We're doing a round 2 for the daily videos today because I wanted to talk about SegWit2x hard fork, or the lack thereof. And yes, it is official. The SegWit2x hard fork has been canceled. So let's take a look. As you can see here, this is the official statement that did come out around noon today. And it's a big one. I've been chewing on this for a little bit. I just got in and I really wanted to let you guys know what my thoughts were and where we stand. So here we are. Basically, Mike Belche, Wences Cesares, Jihan Wu, Jeff Garzik, Peter Smith, and Eric Voorhees signed this letter, and they all have basically come to the agreement that they're going to hold off on the fork because of a lack of consensus, and good for them on taking the high road. I mean, I would have liked to see this go ahead. I'm actually floored that they did this because I'm not too sure how this will help, in my opinion, because it would have been nice to see the reality kind of play out fast forwarded. We had it all laid out to kind of move forward and see how Bitcoin needed this. But with that said, maybe they have something going on in the background that might allow something else to happen. Who knows? But either way, where we sit now is that the SegWit2x hard fork is not happening. And I just kind of wanted to talk about the fact that they did do this for community. And so it's important to realize that Eric Voorhees, along with these other guys, aren't just characters. These are CEOs, early adopters of Bitcoin. They have invested everything in this. And I have tried to get in contact with Eric Voorhees about his position in Bitcoin Cash. His stance before the fork, just before August 1st of this year, was that he was dedicated to SegWit2x. He's friends with Roger Ver. He respects him just like Roger Ver respects Eric Voorhees, but at the same time, they have different paths. Roger Voorhees chose SegWit2x. Roger Ver has chosen Bitcoin Cash. And not entirely. I mean, they'd be silly to put all their eggs in one basket, like anyone would be, in my opinion, but that's the way it is. So I give credit to a lot of people, including Ryan X Charles and yours.com, as well as the camp from SegWit2x, for really holding their ground and sticking to what they believe in, and sticking with their true beliefs of what Bitcoin can be and should be, and the intentions behind it. So there's a lot to consider. There's a lot of emotions here, and if you're listening to this, you yourself have a lot invested with this. So I wanted to kind of put this on the table because in my position, it hasn't changed. I've got a lot invested into Bitcoin Cash. My money's here, and as you can see, we saw the dip today, but it's come back almost on par to where it was earlier today. It almost just flinched a little. And if you look at Bitcoin itself, you can't say the same thing. If we go to the 12 hours, you can see where that spiked and dropped. It hasn't even come back to where it was. That's interesting to me. And in my opinion, the validity here is twofold. You've got investors that are selling off their SegWit1 Bitcoin because there's the SegWit2 supporters. And you've got the other side, which is SegWit2 supporters, or SegWit1 supporters, selling off their SegWit2 coins, or buying. Sorry, it's an animal here, an entirely different animal on its own. So you've got both sides of the camp selling and buying, right? SegWit1 has basically claimed victory to this. They're buying. Other people might be selling their SegWit coins. So you're seeing that buy-sell fanatic, and it's evident. Look at the volatility just since that crash. I just think that's exactly what it is. Now, you also are going to see people selling off and putting back into altcoins because the altcoin community has been gaining ground. There's a neat little infographic, if you want to call it that, or I guess a visualization, visual app that shows visually the decrease, increase, gains, and losses of what's going on in the entire cryptocurrency scene. So the red would denote the loss, down to 15, minus 15%, then to 5, then 1, then 0 would be green, and then moving up to light green from 1 to 5 to 15. So you can see that Bitcoin is around that darker green. It's kind of stayed kind of neutral. But this is current. So this, you can change this to the 24-hour, to the 7-day, and you can see that the gains in the 7-day now are more towards the BTC. But this is kind of a visual to look at, and you're going to see, in my opinion, you're going to see the altcoins race, because you're seeing Neo pump, you're seeing Dash go up, you're seeing Litecoin go up, and that's because the money's flowing back in. All that money that people are hoping to double is not going to happen. They're going to put it back into the altcoins. And those that have put their money back into the altcoins 3-4 days ago, congratulations, because those lows, that's when you want to do it. When that dip happens, it's a great time to go in there. And in this situation, that was one of the best calls you could have made. Now, I wanted to touch on Bitcoin Cash one more time, because Bitcoin Cash, in my opinion, has not changed for me. I had a lot of friends ask about Bitcoin Cash, and they said, what do you feel about it? Are you interested in investing more? Should you put your money back into Bitcoin? This kind of a situation for myself just lets me know that I don't really want to have an involvement with Bitcoin itself as much as I would with Bitcoin Cash. For many reasons, if you're a long-time viewer of the show, you'll know that I support Bitcoin Cash. I see its true potential not only for my personal benefit, but for the world and global adoption. People on the other side of the world, third world countries, can't even consider using Bitcoin anymore. It's just not in the picture. So in my opinion, let's get a coin that will work for everybody on board, and we can pump that globally. Bitcoin Cash is the way. That's, in my opinion, this is it. And I hope that this really doesn't slow things down too much with the global adoption, because as you see with Bitcoin just entering the mainstream, you're going to see Bitcoin Cash is a little bit of a hurdle to get past, because it's hard enough to get invested and explain Bitcoin to people, and now to introduce why they should not be investing in Bitcoin but Bitcoin Cash, it just adds another hurdle. And I think it's just another layer. Many of my viewers and anyone that might be listening to this might have Bitcoin Cash in their spotlight as the main investment, such as myself. And it takes a bit of time to get to that point, to understand what Bitcoin is, what its intentions are, what's behind the code, how it's changed. So for early adopters, it's one thing, but for people that are just getting into the market, it might take a bit more time to get to that point. So when you see Bitcoin as number one, it's kind of like the Nike shoes for a lot of people, even though you might have a New Balance down here with a lot better benefits to the function and aesthetics and whatever it may be, that brand, it's been in a lot of movies. They paid a lot of money to get that thing up there where it is. And it does come down to branding and a lot of the time. So, we hold this opportunity in Bitcoin Cash, but will the market realize it? Will they put their faith in it? Will they take the time to research it? So hopefully these videos actually help to shed some light onto the situation. I do this for myself. I enjoy it, but I also do it to shed light to friends and family. So I hope this helped. I really do. And if you do enjoy these videos, please hit that subscribe button. And best of luck, and we'll see you in the next one.